Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of this weekend's Weekend Roundup. This is where we cover all the mods released in the Giants Mod Hub for the week of June 10th through June 14th, 2019. We've already covered all of the vehicles and implements and tools. That was in part 1. And now we're going to take a look at part 2, is where we're going to cover the placeables and the script mod that was released this week. So first up, we're going to take a look at the Manor House by Ari. This mod is available for all platforms and is a placeable farmhouse. So first thing you need to be aware of is if you have any sort of existing farmhouse on the map, you cannot place a secondary farmhouse. So if you've got to put the one down and it says you already have a farmhouse, well, you're going to have to sell it so you can put this one down. Here we have the Manor House, $470,000, $200 per day. Go ahead and take a look at this. Rotate it. Rotates pretty much on its center axis. Go ahead and just look over here. Only one item allowed per farm. Go ahead and take a look at this thing. A fancy manor house for a farmer. Sure. We have the sleep trigger here at the front door. For me, it would be nice to see this road, this sidewalk, maybe extend out a little bit more, then come around and meet up with this sidewalk here, because we just don't have the option of putting down any more pavers look like this. So having it just come to a stop, a little bit weird, a little abrupt, looped around and connected these two, that'd be pretty cool. Also, it'd be nice if when you put this down, now that 1.3 was out, supported basically planting grass, you put the grass texture down. If it would have the ability of basically putting growing grass down here as opposed to just simply the painted grass texture. Have a sleep trigger at the side door also. Here that we do. Around back, we've got a nice little garden set up. Have an underneath area, storage. Really can't walk too well with that. Look. There we go. Side, back deck. Yeah, we have the Manor House by P. Ari. Again, it is available for all platforms. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to sell this one, because we have another farmhouse that we're going to take a look at. And that is the old styled farmhouse with barn, $150,000. It is by DMI 20mm Normandy and is also available for all platforms. This house is, oh, look at that. Oh, that's where it deforms the ground to form that under deck area. So if you do sell that, be aware you're going to need to have to smooth that back out. This does rotate in the center. Put that down. Animated gates, so we can come in here and make use of the barn. And we have the house, which is off to the side of this. We have a sleep trigger. Front. Pretty interesting setup. I like that you've got basically two purposes out of this. One, you get a barn, to store vehicles, implements, or bales, or whatever, really. And then 2, you also have yourself a nice sleep trigger. Again, it is $150,000 to buy and just $75 per day. Next up, we're going to take a look at machine sheds. Here, placeables, sheds, several machine sheds. Oh wait, here we have the old style barn. This is part of the old style farmhouse. Take a look at that too. That is just the barn itself. It is $50,000 and $25 per day. See, it is pretty much just the standalone barn portion of what was the farmhouse with barn attachment. So the machine sheds is another mod by DMI 20mm Normandy. We have the machine shed 30 by 16 meter gray, $20,000. Spin that, spins on its center. We have the machine shed 40 by 16 meter gray. Down. Go. Vanish on me. We have the 50 by 16 meter. And then we have the green variant, shed 30 by 16 meter green. I'm going to get one of these to get the different color off. We have the 40 by 16 meter in green, and then the 15 by 16 meter in green. Also, this is the green version. The brown version. Give a color. Gray version. 30 meter. 40 meter. And then the 50. All very reasonably priced. $20,000, $26,000, and $35,000, respectively. Again, this mod is by DMI 20mm Normandy and is available for all platforms. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here at the timber frame barn with attic. This mod is by Mono Leisure. Go to sheds. Have the timber frame barn with bridge, then the timber frame barn with no bridge. Small barn, this would be good for putting it up against a hillside. So. And then we have the no bridge variant. Match very well with his timber frame house, the one that was kind of crooked and falling apart. Probably going to need place anywhere to really place this where you want. On bridge, we can open up the top, sit for some type of storage, mail storage or whatnot. Take a look at prices on those. So the one with no bridge is $14,000, and the one with a bridge is $16,000. No daily cost on. Up next, let's take a look at the barn silo. Barn with silo. Go to silos. And the barn with grain silo by P.A. Ari. P. Ari. Go ahead and rotate that. So rotates on its center about where the mouse is, actually. Put that down. Come back up here. The way this opens up is one side opens up first, then the other side opens up. Have a light in here. Let's see, do we have a light switch? Do indeed. A little bit of a loft up there. Don't know how practical that is going to end up being. Go. This is our fill trigger for our grain silo. And our dump station must also be on the inside. Look. Yep, there's our dump station. Have to come in here, ideally with a side dump trailer, and tip to the side here, and then we have our fill trigger there. Very nice mod indeed. Check the price on that. $210,000. Silo holds 225,000 liters, $70 per day, and holds our standard grain crops. So we have oat, rye, canola, oat, barley, canola, wheat, barley, canola, corn, oats, sunflowers, and soybeans. Next up, we have the placeable straw barn. Under miscellaneous, we have 3 barns to choose from. We have a red barn, black barn, and a white barn. All 3 of these barns basically allow you to sell straw, grass, or hay, or silage. This is the standard Farm Sim 17 barn. Then put 1 down of each. Red barn. Black barn. And we have the white barn. Here. Edge Barn Deluxe. You have some lights here on the inside, lighting up the inside a little bit. And basically the sell trigger is right here in the middle. All we got to do is drive our trailer through here to sell our product. And if we take a look here at the prices screen, you can see we now have Edge Deluxe Barn, Edge Deluxe Barn Black Edition, and Edge Deluxe Barn White Edition. It does put entries in your prices screen, and they are all competitively priced. So different barns have different price points. They accept silage, hay, grass, and straw. Your map does not have a way of selling hay, straw, or grass, or it's all the way on the other end of the map. Basically, just put down your own. It'll take too terrible long before you are able to earn your money back. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and take a look here and see what these cost. $50,000 each. This mod is by Castiga and Edge Gaming and is available for all platforms. Next up, we're going to take a look at the cow shed. This is going to be under animal pens. Have the cow pasture, $100,000. It does not rotate. It basically is in one of 4 different directions. That is because of the manure pile. Go ahead and head down. Go over here and take a look at it. Got this big barn. Interesting textures on this. Have storage over here where you can stack bales, have other vehicles or other implements theoretically out of the weather. Our main on the side area here. Here we have our animal dealer trigger, so where we're going to buy our animals. We're going to have to come through this gate in order to get to our water trough. Sadly, we've got grass in here. I'd see us not have grass here in the water trough. Close that. Got our manure point. Go ahead and check slurry point here on this side, and then we have our milk trigger. I believe to be our milk trigger right here at those milk cans. Then our silage, feed, and straw trigger is going to be in here. Let's go here and just check and see if there's any type of special things associated with this cow pasture. Looks like it is pretty standard as far as its cleanliness and its food requirements. Mod is by Plugs and is available for all platforms. It also says this mod supports 50 cows. It's going to be comparative to the small cow pasture. A little bit bigger with respect to that. Match up the manure points. So you can see that it is about twice as big, maybe a little bit more than twice as big. But still holds the same 50 cows. Also have the next mod is going to be the riding facility. $195,000 here, holds 10 horses, $100 per day. This is quite a big facility, so I'm going to go ahead and sell a few of these placeables to clear off some land to be able to put this down. Work. Go ahead and our animal pens, once again, get our riding facility. There you go. This thing is huge. Basically, it is going to be an all-inclusive Klein care center, if you will. Here we have the various feed triggers, straw trigger, we have the food trough, we have the water trough, we have our horse purchase trigger. We have our horse gate. Steps we can get up, get over the fence. And then what we can do with this is we not only have a place to keep our horses and basically feed them, then we have a barn over here, kind of for keeping equipment associated with our horse care kind of barn. Probably keep our straw in there, our hay bales in there, trailers or whatever associated with our oats. Possibly could even tip our oats into there. Does look like there might possibly be tip collisions on those. Have an outdoor arena here to do our training. So, and then have an indoor area. Oops, indoor area to do our training also. If it's raining or whatever outside. I have a walking cool down ring there. Pretty much everything you need in order to do your proper equine care. Off. Light switch on these buildings. Our horse could go back in. Oh, he went back in the pen. All right. Go ahead and take a look at the inside riding area. Here you have the inside riding area. Power for our horse pen. Power for this barn. Then have power here for this little gazebo slash, I guess you could call it. It's like a cool down ring or just some place for them to just trot around, walk for exercise and whatnot. And this mod is by Bo Bauer again. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. So all the information is third in the bottom right. And this mod is available for all platforms. So last but not least, we're going to take a look at our extended finance script mod. It's kind of like the government subsidy mod by Realismus Modding, in that at 4 p.m. every day, get a small government subsidy deposited in your bank account. I believe the government subsidy mod by Realismus Modding basically does this by giving you some amount of money per hour, as this mod basically gives you a set amount per game day at 4 p.m. What we're going to do is we're going to jump out of the game briefly, and I want to show you basically where you can go in here and configure some things related to Extended Finances mod in the save game XML. All right, guys, so here we are. We have the Extended Finances XML up in Notepad++, and where we got that from is in your save game folder. You are using the Extended Finances in. First off, you'll have to activate it and bring it up in game, and then do a save game. And once you do that, the Extended Finances XML file will be here in your save game folder, Extended Finances, and here it is. Now, I won't pretend to have a real good idea as to how this all works, because I am not from the EU and don't really understand what this policy is supposed to do, beyond just being aware that it is a sort of government subsidy based on what looks like the amount of fields you have, and possibly a premium if maybe you are a young farmer. Description says, calculation uses average values for Germany from the EU agricultural policy. After the first save, the values can be changed in the XML Extended Finances in your save game folder, which is what we're looking at here. So first off, we have active mods, subvention, true. If we change this to false, I suppose it will basically deactivate the mod. We have the last subvention, which I guess is going to be how much it was paid out. Basic premium is $175. Based on what? Not sure. Greening 85. Maybe this is how many. This is based on how much field you have that's actually growing versus just fields. Then you get 50 something. I don't know if that's $50 or basically a multiplier of 50 for the first hectare, and then a multiplier of 30 for each hectare after that, and then you get 44 as a farmer. Let's see how this works. Jump back here, and it is 6:16 p.m. What we're going to do is we're going to put down a farmhouse. We can skip night when the time is right. Can't skip night quite yet. $8 p.m. we can skip night. There we go. So let's fast forward to right before 4 p.m. and we'll see this mod in action. Now it's 3:52 p.m. Now on this map, I own all the fields. Okay, so if it's based on hectare, I might get a pretty sizable subsidy. Not really sure. I do know, according to the screenshot, it's going to show up here, possibly under other. Or it's possibly going to be a positive value under wage payment or contracts income. We're just going to have to take a look and see how it comes up. Move up time a little bit. Lower down. And there we go. Oh, $165,440 per day. Thank you very much, because we, I guess, own all of the fields on the map. But as you can see, there you go. That's basically how it works. It needs to be taking a calculation based on the amount of land that you own, possibly, and maybe some other factors. Again, I'm not really fully 100% up to speed on what it's doing, because I am not aware, don't have a deep awareness as to what the EU agricultural policy is supposed to be doing, other than it seems to be a sort of government subsidy to help out farmers of various size. And I assume the bigger the farm, the more you get as far as subsidy in this extended mod. So guys, if you got any questions or any comments about any of the mods you saw here today in part 1 or part 2 of the weekend roundup, go ahead and put them in the comments. And if you have any more knowledge related to this extended finances mod, it'd be appreciated to also learn a little bit more about that. So until next week, happy farming.